Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Korner Booth Podcast. We are back on a Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope most of you have a four-day week this week, which is going to be great. 4th of July coming up. Obviously, we'll have a show on the 3rd and one again on the 7th. Dates are a little off, man. Anyway, it's been a long day for your boy. Anyway, hope you all are enjoying the start of NBA free agency. I know I am. Shout out to Matt and Nate in the chat, just bombarding me with updates. I'm just happy that Naz Reid and Julius Randle are staying in Minnesota. If I saw one more damn Celtics page telling me how Naz Reid was going to sign with the Celtics, I was going to puke. Boston fans are the only team in Boston that I actually don't hate right now is the Patriots, because I was okay with them signing everybody because it's all players we didn't want. And the Red Sox are selling all their players, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, the Bruins are fine too. It's just the Celtics are the only good one. But yeah. Happy Monday. NBA free agency has started. We got a little LeBron James news. We have NFL. We have a blockbuster NFL trade, which honestly, we're going to talk about this in a second, but this is why the NFL Twitter age is out of control, because what actually was being traded changed 6 different times in the 3 hours that the trade was live. So we'll talk about that as well. My co-host is here, Mr. Matthew Ordazzo. Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm well. Free agency started an hour ago, and it's just funny because the free agency started an hour ago. The draft has been up for the last handful of days or so, and the Knicks still don't have a head coach. I don't know what we're doing. We're not going to compete with anybody.
I have the greatest content idea right now. What you have to do is you have to basically, for the next 8 weeks until they sign a coach, you basically have to say, hey, this is how many weeks it's been since the Knicks got a head coach, without the Knicks having a head coach in the current offseason, whatever. Just something like that. Like I know Boston Connor does one for Days Till Football. I seriously think you should do one for, as my Instagram page is not working. I'm trying to go live. My whole computer just froze. Awesome. We're starting getting there. My laptop is just having a rough one. So, yeah, I need to update the software. Anyway, but yeah, no. So I seriously think you need to just sit there and say, hey, listen, I think that it's been 15 days since this offseason started and the Knicks still don't have a head coach, and just keep going from there. And we'll set over-unders and how long. I don't think the Knicks will have a head coach until August.
I mean, it's not like they have to go make a deal now. They're the only team in the league that doesn't have a coach, so they're not competing with anybody but themselves. My thing is I know LeBron James is staying in with the Lakers, but there's talks about if he were to be available, where would he want to go? Let's just say the Knicks wanted to make a deal for LeBron. How are you going to sell LeBron on New York when you don't have a head coach?
Maybe that's why they don't have a coach.
Oh, well,
LeBron
I was going to say LeBron will just name the coach. That's a terrible example. On my end. If you were going to go make a trade for Giannis, how are you going to convince Giannis to come to the New York Knicks when you do not have a head coach in place? I understand they have the players, they have the talent. It's just they have an owner that just won't he was out of his own way for these last handful of years. You saw the success the team had, and now he exerts himself back in. They're in this big mess, no end in sight. I just wonder, like, all these free agents or whatever that they're going to be coming up, like, how are you going to sell? Come to the Knicks. We have this championship caliber team. By the way, no idea who's going to be coaching this team, but still come over here. Like, how do you? Yeah. I don't know. Like, how do you? Like, if somebody were to want to go to the Rockets, want to go to the Rockets, who just re-signed Udoka, were there other options than Knicks? Like, what if they want to go to Houston just because they have a head coach in place and they have a solid roster, and we just don't have the head coach in place? I don't know. This is my first go around with NBA free agency, being an actual Knicks fan. So I'm concerned with the selling points when you don't have anybody in. Like, you can't tell them this is who's going to be running the team. This is who you report to. This is their philosophy. Yeah. This is what they're going to want to do with you. I don't know.
What really blows my mind about this whole situation in the NBA free agency, we remember what it was like when we were in college, when it was the whole KD fiasco, and there were all these, and like, I believe when like Russell Westbrook, I believe, was traded, but I believe James Harden signed with the Rockets, right? Nate, you want to clarify on that one? I believe Harden signed with the Rockets. Hey, by the way, that's our producer Nate, by the way, for those of you at home.
Hi, boss. Hi, Matt. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. Happy NBA free agency day one. Your question was if
Harden, I believe, signed with the Rockets, right? He wasn't traded. I'm trying to think. Besides KD and like obviously,
he signed. Yeah, he signed with.
Yeah, he signed. The problem is, in the modern era of stars being mobile, you rarely see stars not get traded to their spots they want to go. That's where I was kind of like, it's not like NFL free agency where it's like a trade is more rare. In the NBA, it happens all the time. It's like a trading card game, whereas like I don't know, the NBA, to me, the free agency, I think, is where you get free agency is where you get your setup guys, your 2s and 3s. And then, of course, there's the one like superhuman player, game changer, everything else. In this case, it's LeBron James, and it's that's a new one. Or Kevin Durant, who was actually a trade. So, I'm just, as a Timberwolves fan, I am just very relieved that Nas and Jules are staying. I was not that disappointed Minnesota didn't get Kevin Durant. I know that there's the link because Edwards and Katie are sort of tight. I don't know if that actually is true. I don't know. We were like an outside favorite or dark horse to get him. I was kind of happy we didn't, only because what it does is compromise the roster. Now, if we could just trade Rudy Gobert, that'd be awesome.
We got a big signing right here, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Memphis Grizzlies have agreed to a 5-year, $240 million maximum renegotiation extension, whatever they want to say. They re-signed Jaren Jackson Jr., 5 years, $240 million max deal.
Yes, sir.
He was like the one guy I was like, you know what? He'd be cool to bring in if we were to lose like Jules and move Nas over to power forward. Like that would be like my idea of it. But I kind of, Jackson and Ja are kind of a good 1-2 punch over there. Now they're getting Cole Anthony over there as well in Memphis. So definitely is an interesting lineup they're putting together out there in the barbecue town. I don't know, barbecue town sounds awful. But Nate, I kind of wanted your opinion on this. And obviously we'll talk more signings as obviously everything goes on. So Matt brought this up in our chat. LeBron's opting back in. He never opts in. Never.
Mm-mm.
And so there's two schools of thought here. My school of thought is this is his last year. He knows he's got no more gas in the tank. He's hoping one more year with Luka they can make a run. Hopefully they'll run to Minnesota again.
Hopefully not.
What the popular theory is that he's opting in because the Lakers are already working on a deal to send him somewhere for pieces or whatever, right? And I obviously know you love LeBron. You don't want him to go.
Yes.
What would it take for you to be okay with a LeBron trade? What are some guys off our teams, Knicks and Timberwolves excluded? What also, because I don't think LeBron would ever, Anthony Edwards would never want to play for LeBron, and the Timberwolves and A-Rod would never want to make that deal. He knows his golden goose is Anthony Edwards. So what Oh, by the way, congrats to A-Rod Mark Lowry for fully owning the Timberwolves finally. We're finally out of the dark days of the Glenn Taylor era. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But yeah, so what is it going to take for you as a Laker fan to be okay with LeBron getting dealt? If that is what happens. I'm serious. I want to know this, okay? You're an optimist too, which makes this even more fun. That's going to be like 4 draft picks in like the ghost of Malik Beasley.
I mean, look, our draft capital is very limited, because of all the superstars we traded for over these past few years, whether it's AD, the Luka, and all those things. So it would first start with, some draft capital, getting some first round picks back. If anything, maybe, 2 would be a good start. And then getting some sort of, I guess not a superstar, because I know, teams won't probably trade a superstar for LeBron because of age and whatnot, and plus the limited time he has left in the league. Yeah. But maybe like some sort of 1B option, like I'm just obviously it's not going to happen. But for example, in Boston, right, you have Tatum, who's like the 1A, but Jalen Brown's like the 1B. For example, also in Minnesota, right, like Anthony Edwards is the 1A, but there's times where Julius Randle is the 1B. So
or Nas, it kind of flips in and out.
Yeah, exactly. With the Knicks, right, Brunson's 1A, but Cat kind of steps in as 1B, right, Matt? So some sort of player like that, and also some role players added into the package as well, would definitely be what I would be fine with. Now, obviously, I don't want to see him gone, and I'm pretty sure he won't, but I know that it's very possible that he could be traded because, of how uncertain he feels about the Lakers' future, because obviously they're built to hopefully win in the future with Luka, but obviously he's focused on the right now, which is this upcoming season. And who knows, maybe next year, possibly in 27, who knows, depending on how he feels. But that would be, to answer your question, that would be the start to my trade package, would be a 1B type of player, maybe a role player or 2. At this point, maybe a big man would would possibly help too. And some draft picks would definitely be something I would be okay with. As sad as I'd be okay with it.
I was just reading the Utah Jazz. Go get Jusuf Nurkic. I know Ace Bailey's a big baby, but like, I'm kind of okay with what Utah's putting together right now. Also, I hate the AAU generation of basketball. I think it's a plague on the sport. I think the entitlement of these kids is awful. The kid from Philadelphia, was it VG? What
Edgecombe, yeah.
VG Edgecombe. I love this kid's attitude. Like, I wish Minnesota could draft. I'm like, I am gonna root for you for your whole career. Like, you are awesome. I love seeing the guys who are to realize how big this moment is and how amazing it is for him and his family. The kid who dropped an F-bomb when the Raptors drafted him, and Ace Bailey, I am like, dude, you need some humbling, bro. Like, you need to get sent to Utah and Toronto because you ain't the center of the universe, dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Ace Bailey, like, you could tank your draft stock all you want. This ain't the NFL where, like, you fart the wrong direction, you drop to the 3rd round. It's really one of those things where you really have to be careful. And I love the Nurkic move, man. Honestly, they got Walter Clayton, who you guys know I'm a huge fan of. That's not a bad rotation they're building out there as they go back to the old school Jazz unis next year. I'm liking this. Utah's coming back. I like the 2. You see, Utah was great until they got away from the Darren Williams, Carlos Boozer era jerseys. The Carolina blue and navy. Those were still beautiful looking. Now, like the weird like yellows and the greens and all, it's wrong looking. Go back to the old school. Anything post 2007 with the NBA should just be banished in terms of logos.
I don't know what we're calling like shams news now. Like, it's not a shams bomb.
Sham wow.
Bomb. Yeah, we got a sham wow because it can't be a sham bomb because we had the Woj bomb. You got to retire that. That goes with
It's
Woj.
a sham wow.
We got a sham wow. The New York Knicks are going to be bringing in Mike Brown for a second meeting with the team and has emerged as a strong candidate for the job.
Whoa! I mean, LeBron's coming. I'm just kidding.
You know that? It's funny. You know that meme where you got the old guy that's got this red flannel on and he opens up a present. And it's the same exact flannel. That kind of feels like
It's just Mike Brown. Oh my, Mike Brown, I swear, has made a living off of being okay. We can always hire Mike Brown. Like,
yeah,
he's that option.
He's like that. He's like how Jeff Fisher was in like the 90s and the 2000s, where it's like, all right, well, I mean, we could always get
Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, it's somebody who's a respectable guy that commands the locker room. You know,
like
it's not going to be flashy.
Like the Van Gundy brothers. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's Denver doing?
I don't think anything.
No.
You see the headline that I'm not sure if you saw it earlier. Michael Porter Jr. is heading to Brooklyn for what is it? I just had it.
Who? Okay, so who did they pick up as their head coach? They just going to keep their guy? Like, what?
Yeah,
did
they re-signed. Why can't I think of his name? This is bad. I do apologize.
No, it's fine. I don't even know the guy's name yet. I just know he's their
Adelman.
Adelman.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Rick Adelman?
No, David Adelman.
David Adelman. I was like, Rick Adelman's still coaching. Holy cow. Okay, so yeah, David Adelman came in. They actually were decent with. I think because you know what, and Nate, this is gun to my head, my conspiracy. I think he is Jokic's boy, and that's why he got the promotion and the contract. They know they will not win another title without that giant Serbian grumpy horse owner at the helm. They know it's not about Jamal Murray. It's not about MPJ. Guys like Aaron Gordon are fun, but at the end of the day, it's all about 15.
You know what's weird too? He was talking, the owner or the GM was talking about in his press conference. He was like, "I don't want to have to contemplate about trading 15." And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you shouldn't be even saying that. Like, I
think he was referring to it as Mike Malone wanted to trade 15.
No, I don't. No.
That's what I would interpret.
No, he was talking like the future of the team and how like what their goals are, and he's like, I don't have to contemplate trading 15.
No, Nate, hear me out. What he's saying is that was on the table, or it was being asked back before they made the regime change. That's what he's saying, at least in my interpretation of it. Where it's like, okay, Mike Malone and Jokic were clearly beefing, and I will bet you money that Malone went to ownership to say, can I trade 15? We can get a buttload of picks back for him. I'm tired of his attitude. The second they got rid of Mike Malone, back to business as usual. That's the way I read the press conference. I'm not in. So that was my point though. I think that I think the Northwest division is going to be absolutely brutal minus Portland. Between Minnesota, Denver, an up and coming Utah, Oklahoma City defending champs, and Minnesota. Like that there's three playoff teams right there. Possibly a fourth if Utah can be a play-in team next year. If Ace Bailey actually grows up. But yeah, dude, wild so far start to the trade. Saw D'Angelo Russell going to the Mavericks to play with Kyrie, Cooper Flagg, and Mr. Anthony Davis.
Reuniting again, those two.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with it.
Nick
Batum. I love that Nick Batum is still playing basketball. 11.5 to the Clippers. Clippers also re-signed Harden on a 2-year deal. Zaire Williams is going to where is he go? Up the Nets. MPJ, Jabbar, Zaire Williams is not a bad lineup.
Kevin Porter Jr. is going back to the Milwaukee Bucks on a 2-year, $11 million deal.
Okay, Bobby Porter's staying with Milwaukee. Yeah. Wow, Harden, 2 years, $81 million. Oh, imagine I'm at a strip club, you know.
Dude, that's 40 something million a year. That's Judge money right there.
That's Jalen Hurts money right there. That's that's Daniel Jones money right there.
Well, they said Jaren Jackson is officially making more money per year than Patrick Mahomes.
Basketball, they get paid weird. Also, you know what? As much as I hate this comparison, they do play more NBA games, and the season is longer than the NFL. So I do get that. The NFL is only September through February, whereas not counting preseason, where the NFL is only September. No, the NBA is October through June, and the NFL is only September through the first week of February. So I get it. So second week of February. Anyway, yeah, NBA free agency off to a rocket hot start. I am happy that we kept Nas and Jules. and Joe Ingles. Apparently, I completely forgot he was on the team for 20 minutes. I kind of would like us to get one more guy because we're losing Mike Conley, and I love Dillingham. I love Terrence Shannon. I think he's going to be the next. By the way, I said the other day on the show, I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't the show. I said that he is the next Crash Wallace. Terrence Shannon Jr. is the next Gerald Wallace. And I know that's pulling for you a little bit. Do you remember Gerald Wallace? Bobcats, Kings?
Indeed. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Go.
Terrence Shannon Jr. reminds me of a young Gerald Wallace so much, just the way he plays the game. I'm like, dude, I would love to have a guy like that as a rotation guy on this team. But other than that, I'm just kind of going to let the chips fall. We are all kind of waiting to see what LeBron does. I feel like we're trying to find a story with him opting back in. This may just be his last year, or we're about to get a complete So, I don't know. It's Maddie. Any final thoughts on free agency before we move on to the NFL? Because apparently they have to steal the headlines every day.
No, I just thought it was funny in my message in the chat. So I muted my mic and my camera because my wife needed to grab something in the room quick, but she had no idea that I muted my camera and my mic. So I look over and she is on her knees, hands and knees, army crawling on the ground to the drawer to get something. And I look at her, I was like, oh, I muted everything, so you could just do what you got to do. You're not going to be seen. She was literally like as if she was going through Nam, just like, I was like, oh,
this is why your wife is one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
So then she got up and got what she needed, and then she made it on her merry way, and then I was able to unmute everything. That was just funny. I look over, I'm like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I get it.
Also, shout out to Lonzo. Shout out to Lonzo on a contender now.
Oh, yeah.
Jersey. Thank you. Yes, sir.
You're weird obsessed with Lonzo Ball.
Dude.
It's not weird.
Lonzo and LeBron on the Cavs again? That'd be crazy.
Oh, if you get that,
if LeBron goes back to the Cavs for a third time, I think Dan Gilbert's head might implode.
That's a championship.
It's very random. Before we get into the NFL news,
that's the problem.
Before we get into the NFL news, tomorrow is I think it's like National Canada Day, because tomorrow is the day that Canada succeeded from Britain, and I think it's just kind of funny that America
not succeeded, seceded.
Same. No,
it's not.
But I just think it's funny how both America and Canada in the same week are going to be celebrating their independence from the same exact country. They both.
We're 4 times in the nation. That's why we're on the 4th. They're on the 1st.
Listen, we have whooped England's butt many times.
My favorite
sports.
My favorite is the British comedian going, "We've beat every country in the world." And it's like the best thing they've done to us. They've tied us in soccer and they've tied us in a war. That's the best they've done. They lost to us to everything else.
Man, back in the day when men were men, where they're like, you want to increase our taxes on tea? Oh, we're fighting.
By 2%?
Yeah.
Spit all over my freaking camera.
And then
reacting to taxes like a true libertarian does.
And then I think it's funny, NFL news-wise, I just want to say my heart and prayer and my thoughts are out to Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank from Barstool. We're all here for you. If you need anything, please give us a shout. We would love to just make sure you got everything you need to get you through this tough time. Besides this poor guy being a Mets fan, which we all know the Mets getting just completely demolished by the Pirates this weekend. I forget he's also a Dolphins fan.
How does that make sense?
So the poor guy has to go through this Mets swept by the Pirates this past weekend, and on his day off, he has to find out that Jalen Ramsey was traded from the Dolphins to the Steelers, and Jonnu Smith as well. And the poor guy was just losing it. And I'm like, this guy can't catch a break. So we're here for you, Frank.
How does that make sense? A Mets and a Dolphins fan.
I'm a Timberwolves, Diamondbacks, and Eagles fan. The hell you mean? How does it make sense?
I'm pretty sure he's Mets, Dolphins. I think he's Knicks. I think he's Mets and Knicks, but I also think he's Devils and Dolphins.
New Jersey Devils, yeah, Devils and Dolphins.
Yeah, but what a move this morning, huh?
Yeah, so this was crazy. Yeah. So the way this I was talking about this in the pre-show lead-in. The way it leaked was it was just Minkah straight up for Jalen, and then that changed to Minkah and Jonnu straight up for Jalen and for late round pick. Now it's Minkah, Jonnu. Jalen and Jonnu for Minkah, plus late round pick swaps and additional late round picks. It is the weirdest sequence of events. This is why NFL Twitter's got to stop. You cannot report something when it's not true yet. This is what drives me crazy.
It was two separate deals. It was two separate deals.
Damn changes and addendums to the damn trade. This is like when you make a deal in fantasy on paper, but you never actually pull the trigger, and it changes 6 times before the commissioner approves it.
The latest revision that I've seen was Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith and a 2027 7th to Pittsburgh for Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 5th. Unless there's more to it. That was the last revision.
That's the one. That's the one I saw. That was the last one I saw when I was coming downstairs.
My initial reaction was, "Holy crap! They traded Minkah." I'm like, Minka's still, I think, a young guy, right? He was drafted in 17. Yeah, and he's still top of his game at his position. But then looking into it, Minkah, he's a top safety in the league. However, Pittsburgh's secondary right now consists of Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, and Joey Porter Jr., which is a pretty solid corner trio. They also have safeties like Deshaun Elliott and Juan Thornhill. So not horrendous that they did give up Minkah. Like, the safety room's not going to be the same without Minkah. That's their top guy. That's the best secondary guy that they've had on that team. Now you add Ramsey, who's 30. He's going to be 31 in October. He's probably got
me and him are the same age.
He probably has about 2 to 3 years left performing at a high level before maybe in a handful. I think by the time he hits 33, 34, he's going to probably start looking at a safety position to prolong his career. Jonnu Smith, though, I actually really like this for the Steelers.
Contract year, though, that's the thing that's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, but the Steelers are also in a win now. They're not going to, but they're in a win now.
This is the thing, and I always butt heads with this dude because his takes are sometimes soft as Jello. But Tico on Tyler Cohen on TikTok, he said it best. Because they don't have TJ Watt's contract done yet, and they're according to Bleacher Report, it's not even close.
No,
and I'm just like, okay, that's not good. So then on top of that, you have Cam. What's their D tackle's name? Who's the head the size of Texas?
Cam Hayward.
Cam Hayward. I couldn't think of his last name. Cam Hayward's 36, and then on top of that, you have the AARP secondary with Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey. So, plus you have the oldest starting quarterback in the damn league, unless Cleveland starts Flacco. Wait, no, I think Flacco's a year younger than Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's an interesting – listen, this is why I don't know why they didn't go get another receiver unless they're going to go get it – ow. I got hit in the elbow. On yesterday with an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. Felt real great. And
that's why I like Smith for the Steelers, because last year he had 88 receptions, 884 yards, and 12 touchdowns, or 8 touchdowns. I'm sorry. PFF had him as the 12th ranked tight end heading into this season. I like that a lot for the Steelers because now you got a dual threat at tight end with Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith for Rodgers. At the same time, like you're mentioning, their best weapons right now is DK Metcalf, and then I believe it's like Calvin Austin after that. So they do need another receiver, but I do like that they got Smith to add to give Rodgers another weapon. So I think overall, I like this trade a lot more for Pittsburgh than Miami, even though they did give up Minkah. But Miami's secondary, listen, I'm here for this. I am here for this Miami Dolphins secondary this year. It's looking like their corners. The 4 of them: Storm Duck, Jason Marshall Jr., Kadir Kahu, and Artie Burns. And the safeties are now Minkah Fitzpatrick and former Jets safety Ashton Davis.
That is terrible.
Oh my God! I think the best cornerback you listed was Artie Burns.
Yeah,
oh my Lord!
I'm here for it.
No way.
But I mean, listen, this is kind of like the Miami trend. That each year they have a regression on defense. They just get rid of guys, and they really don't bring anybody else in.
I was talking to a Jets fan today. He was on the job with me, and we were chatting because he watches the show. Shout out to Big Mike, by the way. And he's like, "Dude, the Jets might finish in last place." I'm like, "No, brother, the Dolphins are finishing in last place." I'm telling you right now, they are not going to be able to run the football like they did last year. Tyreek Hill.
You got to hope that Shane stays healthy. You got to hope he stays healthy for the whole year.
Yeah, he's Nate's size, man. Like, how is he going to stay healthy?
I think it's going to be
Raheem Moser. You go get a guy like Zaire Williams, who looks, or Zaire, what? The guy for the Raiders, the third string running back. least get a guy who's at least like 5'10", 200 something pounds. Zaire White.
Zamir White.
Zamir White.
Well, yeah, he is. I mean, they do have a lot of running backs there in Vegas.
There's a lot of running backs still available. Go get some guys with size because I don't get this at all. The Dolphins, I swear, are trying to just tank this year. They're going to try to get rid of. They're going to try to see if they can leverage Tua. This is my conspiracy theory now. This is what I'm thinking. The Dolphins finished with 6 wins or less this year. They get rid of Tyreek. They get rid of McDonald. Then they try to leverage Tua into a deal to some like West Coast team, and they start over. All their bad contracts are off the books next year. They start over. Clean slate. And I'm kind of here for it, man. Like the only guy they have to retain is Waddle and HN, but like you can bring in a decent quarterback and win 8 games. It's not really like.
But you want McDaniel back or no?
No, he's awful. Put him back as an OC somewhere. He's not a good head coach.
He has not been very well at that coaching position for the last year or so, to the point where his really awkward, cringy press conferences are now becoming very old and stale. And
I'm just like, dude, you suck as a human, man. You're just not funny.
The Dolphins, right? Because they're focusing on offense. Because I just saw that they were contacting the Raiders about Michael Mayer and the Falcons about Kyle Pitts. I don't know if any of those teams made those guys available, but they're focusing on that offense right now. And I think the issue that they're going to run into is that they're probably going to have a high-powering offense like they usually do with Waddle, with Hill, with Shane. Tua can run if he needs to sometimes, but I think they're going to focus on trying to put as many points up as they can, and then the defense is just going to be one of those defenses where they're going to wind up giving up 20-something per game, so they're going to have to top that. And I think, like Jared said, they're going to find themselves in a position where they're probably going to wind up being under 500 at the deadline. Maybe they'll wind up trading Tyreek Hill, get some draft picks for it. And they're probably going to finish under 500 and third or fourth in the division, depending on where the Jets and the Steelers and the Patriots finish.
Yeah,
Patriots are going to be a sneaky good team this year, and that scares me.
Team. That's a wild card team right there.
I wouldn't be completely shocked if that. The only thing that's hindering them, I think, is just the fact that they still have some needs at receiver. I think, despite Stephon Diggs, they have a whole receiving core that just could not catch the ball, like Jalen Polk and Thornton and Kayshon Boutte.
I do love Kyle Williams, though.
Yeah, no. So we'll see how he does too. And they did get the rookie running back to go with Stevenson, so we'll see how that offense works. But
Henderson.
I would not be surprised at all if the Patriots were a 10-7 team in the wild card.
That's what I thought. 10-7. I think their defense is going to underperform a little bit. I think people are going to be really shocked. Milton Williams is a rotation guy. He's elite on rotation, but if you have him out there for 55, 60 snaps a game, you're going to see he's not 100% go every snap. He's elite when he's in pass rushing, but we won't know because he shared snaps with Moro Ajomo and Jordan Davis all year. So we're going to see what he is now as a solo artist. So
they can start 3-1. The schedule's easy to start the season. It's Vegas, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Carolina. So they can start 3-1 if all goes well.
I'm calling 2-2 because I think Carolina's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Well, they should be Carolina at home, but
I think losses to Pittsburgh and Carolina. I think they're going to catch them. I think Carolina to me is last year's Washington, not as elite level, but they're going to have okay, I see you, Carolina. This is impressive now.
Competitive, like a competitive team.
Yeah, they're gonna finish 9-8, 8-9. David Tepper's gonna be on his little victory horse. I believed in this team, and it's buddy, you still got a while to go. But then again, that might win the NFC South because they just eat each other.
I hope they do. They deserve it. That's my pick to win the South this year is Carolina, actually.
I love it. Well, we do have our prediction show, I believe, August 30th. Right before Labor Day, if I remember correctly. That might be college. I don't even know. We're gonna have to plan that out because we got about a month and a half till we have to start planning out those shows. So yeah, by the way, for those of you wondering, yes, I took an 80-mile-an-hour fastball off my elbow yesterday. Got a hit the very next at bat. But, dude, my elbow, I have restricted movement right now because it's so swollen. It hit below my tricep and above my actual funny bone. So, it's just, it feels like I have, a knot right at the edge of my elbow. So I can't, extend it full speed. Just annoying. I tried to rest it while I was trying to make that point. I was like, oh, my Lord, my elbow.
Well, as long as your Achilles is intact.
Too soon. It ruined a great Game 7.
Capella's going back to Houston. Yay! Congrats to him.
He's still playing basketball?
He was in Atlanta for a little bit.
That's why nobody heard from him. I didn't even know Atlanta still had a basketball team. Trae Young's just out there jacking threes, switching sneaker brands.
Karis LeVert heads to the Pistons, and then so Houston has 3 centers now: Sengun, Adams, and
okay. Well, Steven Adams is also 1,000 years old.
Yeah, but they paid him a good amount of money to be now 3rd string center.
Well, maybe they'll let Sengun go. I don't know. Is he the elite one? I'm not even sure. Who's the better?
He is the best.
Okay, so that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm about to say Sengun, let Sengun go, but he's the best one. I don't know. Maybe they try to move Adams. I'm not sure. Some team might take him.
I don't know. Their roster looks set to me. Van Vliet, Thompson, Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith they signed to an extension a few days ago. Durant now and Sengun. You add in Capella. This team looks competitive. I think
they're still a 2 seed in the West, no question.
Top 5 seed for sure, no doubt about it. Barring any major,
I think a healthy Minnesota and a healthy Denver are the 3 and 4 behind them.
So Thunder, Houston. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's the 3 best teams. I am interested to see what Phoenix does because they're already talking about dealing Jalen Green. And I'm like, really? So you're just going to take the dummy from those old Memphis teams as your one comp with some picks for KD? I mean, then again, like Frank Michael Smith said it best, like they hold the mantle for NBA's dumbest franchise and they run with that title. It's really sad when Arizona, who's a 41-42 team right now in baseball, is the darling of Arizona sports.
In other news, Stephen A. Smith's looking forward to working less NBA stuff for ESPN next year.
Sweet Lord, our prayers have been answered.
Sure.
Okay. Dude, if I see one more, you know what the problem is with being part of sports TikTok is I see the same 15 takes, but with 3 different spice variations. So my favorite is like the whole thing how NBA is ruined by ESPN. And yes, we know ESPN has been stepping in their own feces for the past decade, right? And Stephen A. Smith took so much shrapnel for the halftime speech he gave during Game 7. It's like, somebody's got to step up. It's like, gee, that's a shocker. Me, Nate, and Matt could come up with that one. But it's I had me laughing. I'm like, dude, like, what happened to and we're losing inside the NBA, and these schmucks still get to talk.
Oh, also a big video game. We're taking next Monday off, right? It's because NCAA is coming out for those who pre-ordered it, and I plan to spend my day playing it. So I just wanted to make sure.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, boss. I'm kidding. No, but I mean, whoever pre-ordered it is coming out. It comes out next Monday for those who did, and then it's gonna be a new NCAA college basketball game coming out in 2028.
Yeah, I'm excited for the NCAA college basketball. I think it's gonna be fun. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get the new NCAA game. I want to get it eventually, but it's like, do I want to drop the 130 in the Madden bundle? I feel like I actually want to play this year because Saquon's on the cover. Oh, don't get all upset.
Golden State's Kevon Looney's going to the Pelicans on a 2-year deal.
Wow. Oh, we should be so scared of New Orleans. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go, boys.
I completely forget New Orleans has when Zion's not getting extorted by porn stars or getting his weight tested. I don't know. It's just New Orleans to me as a roster is just hilarious.
Who's in there again? Zion. So now
Brandon Ingram.
Nope, he's in Toronto.
He's in Toronto. When did that happen?
And he was like the least talked about trade move before the deadline last year. Yeah, it's because he got hurt, so he didn't play for Toronto much last year at all, if at all.
Is he staying? He's got a couple years left in Toronto.
He is staying in Toronto.
I saw something about they're keeping Scotty Barnes, right? That was a spoof I saw.
That is correct.
He is the funniest player to watch in just his shenanigans. For me, it's the rollerblading for Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, he's well. Toronto's a pretty solid.
Toronto honestly might be legit next year because you got Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram. You bring in the dude who yelled the F-bomb when he got drafted. A couple other decent players. I don't know.
Apparently, he was happy to go there. From what I heard, some clarification.
Yeah, from the Raptors freaking Twitter. Y'all gonna buy that one.
Like, oh my God, he wore a Raptors jersey when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's probably Vince Carter or Chris Bosh like the rest of us.
Let's see. Quickly, Ingram, Barrett, Barnes, Jakob. Okay. We'll see how that goes.
Wow. Somebody just put this out, which is crazy, but Justin Simmons is still a free agent.
Holy crap, I forgot he's still on the market. Who needs a safety?
He's old and slow. He's slow though, dude. Like, I mean, the Dolphins do, but like, he's slow.
They need corners. They need corners.
They need corners. They need a GM, a head coach, a quarterback, offensive line. Everything.
Pittsburgh could get Simmons.
Yeah, but
he has the same birthday as me. Oh my God!
Dude, they got so much cash tied up in all their other players. They need another receiver.
Who? Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Oh, right. No, they have Roman Wilson if you believe in him.
I like Roman Wilson, but I don't think he's ready for year 2 step up. I think they get another veteran to go with DK, even if it's like Keenan Allen for a year. Like, just get somebody who's gonna just be a route guy. Ooh, Amari Cooper would be interesting.
Kadarius Toney. No, okay, too far.
Yeah, stop. Go away, Nathan. That was penalty box borderline.
Oh, sorry. He is still available. Gabe
Young
Davis.
Joka, he's a joke himself. He's a horrible player. My favorite take of all time was, oh yeah, Kadarius Toney's gonna be better than Devontae Smith.
Don't remind me of that one.
That was from one of my former crewmates at Marie's Movers and one of the former show guys here, who then proceeded to text about Kadarius Toney when he had that punt return in 2022. But we had the last laugh because we stopped their dynasty. By stopped, I mean stomped.
The best moment from Kadarius Toney's career that I remember was when he went off in a random week 6 game against Dallas where he had over 8 catches for 100+ yards.
He owned Dallas for some freaking reason.
I wasn't done. He got ejected in that game, so that ruined everything. Now you can continue. Sorry, boss. Yeah.
What a human version of a meme. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering where our rankings are for NFL players, we're going to take a little hiatus on that. After the MLB All-Star break, we'll resume rankings. So we'll start off with edge rushers and then interior D tackles. Then we'll work our way to linebackers. And then we'll do corners. Safeties might get weird.
Punters and kickers.
Yes, thank you, Matt. Finally.
I might sleep during that one.
We'll do 5 punters.
Yeah, why not?
Did anybody mention
people too?
Number 1 kicker is Jake Elliott. 2 Super Bowl wins. He's the killer of the Giants. He's very good.
That kick killed me. But before Matt continues, that kick his rookie year was 61 yards against us. That killed him. That ruined. Yeah. That
also,
ruined football.
59 yards against the rain in the driving win against Buffalo. Nailed it. I'm like, holy. Dude, he's clutch as clutch can get. Also, it's like, Justin Tucker has been released, facing suspension. Not very good what he did. I don't know why I'm doing a Trump voice right now, but I've got to.
Oh my! You got to be like,
I'm really tired. You got to give me a break here. My Apple Watch says I'm at 1,700 calories over my basal metabolic rate, and I have not eaten that much today, so I am losing it.
Did anybody mention Karis LeVert already?
Yeah, you said he's going to Detroit.
Oh, okay. I don't know if anybody mentioned.
They're going to be a 2 seed in the East. They're going to be 2 seed in the East again.
Yeah, because their weakest. Their East is weak. Come on.
My favorite thing is how the Sixers are somehow going to find a way to be like, oh yeah, we're going to be the 5th seed. It's like, yeah, because half the Eastern Conference has blown Achilles.
Embiid's future is very interesting because
he just doesn't have effort, man. I've given up on Embiid.
Well, I know somebody who's given up on Embiid a lot.
Our boy Chris.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear that word ever again.
He's on Tyrese Maxey. Oh my Lord, that's so funny.
That poor soul. Shout out to Chris, man.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. How many more years does Jimmy Butler have on his deal in Golden State? 1 year, 2 year?
I think one more. I think they're working on re-signing him or trying to get a new deal.
They were a hard out.
Yeah,
they were hard out. If it wasn't for Curry's injury, that series against Minnesota goes 6 or 7. So,
yeah, I agree. I saw something. Where is it? Oh, Chase Burns. Are we moving up? No, we didn't talk much baseball today.
I really don't want to talk. I don't want to talk baseball after this weekend. I really don't.
Wow, you guys are average. It's fine. It's 41.
We got swept by the damn Marlins.
Okay, it's fine. We all get swept.
Yeah. Nate, unlike you, Nate, we have a roster that literally should have won the World Series worthy. And because of all you schmucks on the Belly Up Baseball show, get that ugly hat off.
What? It's a nice hat.
All saying that Arizona was a surprise team. I sat there saying, we are so screwed.
Okay, so it's either you mad at us now or you were mad at us at that time.
I was mad at you at that time.
No, you weren't. You were happy.
I was nervously grinning. I'm like, we are so
It's better
screwed.
to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I'm like, we are so screwed. That was my reaction. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh, breaking news. Luke Cornett just signed a 4-year deal with the Spurs.
Who?
Wow.
Hey, it's a move. A white man heads to San Antonio.
Where he's going to discover barbecue for the first time.
And according to Charles Barkley, San Antonio women.
He's going to learn what a cookout is down there. He's going to enjoy himself.
Yeah,
right.
My favorite thing of all time, if you ever get a chance, is just watch the compilation of Charles Barkley versus the women of San Antonio. It is the funniest compilation of videos of Chuck being Chuck I've ever seen in my life. It makes me want to cry. It's so funny.
He recently talked about the river. Something about it's not a river, it's a creek. Something about I think it's in Texas.
His hatred of San Antonio is
Galveston.
Yeah. He also made jokes about San Antonio too, but oh my god, dude! Inside the NBA, I'm so happy I got to watch their last broadcast.
I'm hyped for them to be on ESPN or hyped for them to take over more of the ESPN coverage.
Well, minus Ernie Johnson.
No, he's gonna be there. What are you talking about?
Who are they losing then?
They're not losing anyone. If anyone's being lost, it's the people that covered basketball for ESPN. They're gonna get less.
Well, good for ESPN for realizing they literally were throwing the F team out there. I'm sorry, you cannot tell me Kendrick Perkins and who was it? Bob Myers? Was he the GM for the Warriors for a few years? What was his role?
He was fine. Yes, he was a GM. He was fine. I didn't mind him. It's just Kendrick saying his stuff. Stephen A. yelling.
I mean, Kendrick is funny on McAfee because you get unfiltered Kendrick Perkins. That's funny.
True.
But dude, and shout out McAfee. Yeah, I love how dude. Also, I love how some people in media now are anti Pat McAfee because he's just so big now. It's he's what makes media fun.
He's the only show worth watching on that damn network.
Yeah, there's a couple people at our network who are McAfee fans. I'm like, this is a lame take to have, man. That's the most Dean Wormer from Animal House take I've ever seen. That's the villain.
Brooke Lopez to the Clippers.
I didn't even know he was still in the damn league.
He just signed it. 2 years, $18 million. Man, Dennis Schroeder has had a heck of a journey in the NBA. Drafted by the Hawks, traded to OKC, traded to the Lakers, signed with the Celtics, traded to Houston, signed with the Lakers, signed with the Raptors, traded to Brooklyn, traded to the Warriors, traded to Detroit, and signed with the Kings. That's a whole rainbow.
Oh my God, he gets the Rainbow Award he gets to take it over from Shaq.
Imagination.
My favorite was they tried to do that with KD, but they kept mixing up all the different uniforms. I'm like, guys, it's teams, not uniforms. It's teams to make that joke.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really don't want to talk about baseball this week. Next week we can talk about with the All-Star break. I'm like, guys, can we just survive? Just make it. Because now I'm seeing all the Diamondbacks fans it's time to trade everybody. I'm like, stop. I can't do this again. We were too good the last 2 years.
Jake Paul won this weekend.
I didn't even know he fought. Listen, fighting is now dead to me because McGregor is retired and so has John Jones.
You don't. What about for those who watch more UFC than I do? There's the Topuria fight that happened this weekend. He's gonna face Paddy Pimblett now.
God, that was insane.
You saw that too?
Did you say Pimplin? What did you say?
Pimblett,
Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, okay, yeah.
That was insane.
She's a big Paddy the Batty fan.
Dude, I bet my friend $20 that Oliveira was gonna win. He took my money very fast.
Dude, that was insane fight. Because the crazy thing was before that fight happened, he called it and said, "I'm gonna knock him out in round 1," and he knocked him out in round 1.
He knocked him out cold. I think within like 10 seconds, he had a cut in his eye.
Patty, I like Patty a lot. He is somebody that has never been knocked out. Has, markets himself as somebody that is impossible to knock out. He's got a strong jaw. He takes hits. I've seen him get punched a lot. He takes them, and he doesn't get fazed by them. Strong guy, tough chin. Definitely somebody that can withstand the power of Ilya. But at this moment in time, Ilya is in his prime and on top of his game, and Patty's just getting there. Patty's starting to peak into his prime. I just don't know. I'm curious to see if he is ready at this stage of his career to take on Ilya, or if it's too soon. You know what I mean? Some guys, they kind of get in there a little too quick, and then either they don't have the same type of stardom you expect them to have. Like Sean O'Malley got in. I thought he should have had one more fight before he got that belt, and he had a good run, but then he drops it to Merab twice. Yeah.
Bad.
So
Should he go back to smoking weed? Is that what it really comes down to? Like,
he abstained from a lot of things that made him worse in that fight. He was worse, and
the fight song too, the walkout song. And I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah, you got messed up, and you had that song come out. Come on.
That was terrible.
I love Patty. Like, I'm rooting for Patty. I just hope that he's ready to take this on.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Dude, you know what the problem is with the UFC right now? It's like it's just show me the next GOAT. All right, show me the new guy. Because the problem is it seems like they cycle through like the next guy up. Like, dude, I had to hear for 2-3 years how Ngannou was the next good one. Now he's like in some dispute with the UFC. John Jones was kind of like the mainstay. You had Liddell when I was younger. Like there was like those guys. You had George St. Pierre. But like now it's kind of just like you had McGregor when we were in college. But now it's kind of like Patty the Baddy's the only one who's kind of entertaining. Like Sean O'Malley, I thought was a fun fighter, but then he's just like meh.
Yeah, the thing with UFC is like they used to have a sustainable like face of the franchise for a very long time. Like you said, you go back, 15, 20 years ago, you're looking at GSP. And then it was John Jones. And then it was John Jones and Connor. And then it was John Jones, Connor, and Ronda. And then, there were some other guys here and there. But there hasn't really been...
always constant was for the last 15 years? It was
John Jones.
He is much as people hate it, he is the Michael Jordan of their sport.
The thing is, though, is that you've had champions. You've had big-time champions come up. Like, I was always a big Kamaru Usman guy, and he had a nice, I believe, 5-year title run and everything. But as soon as he lost that belt, he's just kind of been on a regression, and there's just not really much sustainable face of the franchise anymore. Now you get guys for maybe 2-3 years are the face, and then they drop off, and then somebody new comes up. Yeah, but I would love, like you said, I agree with everything you're saying, Jared. I would love for Patty to be that next guy, but Patty to be the next guy for the next 8 years.
Give me an American born boy with some attitude who's just a psycho, and just like have him come out of the blocks like a cannon and just get people. Like, dude, I even remember like Mighty Mouse back in the day, bro. Like he was fun to watch too. Like freaking. Was it Carlos Condon and Robbie Lawler? That was a crazy fight. I think me and our boy watched that, and it was just like two dudes beating the snot out of each other for 4 hours. But now it's kind of just like, oh, there's a fight. Yeah. It's like the last fight I cared about was John Jones' last fight. Oh, and Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. But
Canelo Crawford's gonna be good in a few months.
I ain't know Canelo's still freaking fighting, man.
Damn, man,
some of these dudes gotta hang it up, bro.
What do you mean?
I wish his fight with Jake Paul stood,
bro. Like what the hell?
He's in his 30s, my friend.
He's that young, shit.
34.
Damn.
Come on, boss.
I apologize. I was not clear. I was not familiar with your game.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
Oh man, I forgot already.
Ah, darn it,
dude. We all three of us are shot today.
Honestly,
I've been refreshing my stuff to find out because friggin' Nate jumps on all the news. So I just got the whole like Brooks Lopez. I keep refreshing X to try and get some.
They're apparently going to buy out DeAndre Ayton. No, that's happening.
He's coming. You know where?
To Mexico?
No, I'm actually serious. He's coming to Lakers.
Yeah, that'll stop you from getting swept.
What? All we needed was
No,
boss,
Nate, you needed
boss.
Nate, we were putting the belt to y'all.
Boss. It was Colbert versus Rui Hachimura at tip. All we needed was a big man, and we would have kept it competitive. See, I didn't say we're going to.
But you know who was, but you know who's the one who was whooping your butt the most was a certain Mr. Randall. That was killing you.
Technically, it was Jaden McDaniels who kind of beat us.
It's okay,
Randall.
It's great when we have 5 guys deep who can all drop 20. It's kind of nice.
McDaniels pissed me off so much because he was just like one game he'll go for like 4 points. I'm like, what a bum, and goes up for like 20 the next game. I'm sorry, I'm PTSD, boss. My bad.
It's okay, buddy. At least your defenders won.
It's not my defenders yet until next season. It's not my defenders.
0-10 next season.
It's Matt's defenders for now, and then once next season starts, then I'll become a defenders fan. It's just not.
It's okay.
It's not hidden yet.
The Battlehawks have to earn my respect back.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Wow, these are nice shirts, but like I feel like this is expensive for a league that is still relatively new. But Dick's Sporting Goods has their championship T-shirts for about $36.
That's not bad.
It's not a bad deal. I just still feel like I just didn't expect it to be almost $40 for a team that's been within the UFL for the last couple of years.
Well, they got to make it close to the same price as like the NFL.
Oh, this is nice. It's $30. I might have to cop this eventually. All these ads. Every time you click on something, you got to accept the cookies. You got to get the ads. This is a nice shirt right here, I think.
Oh, on the throne.
Yeah, I like that. There's no specific number on the jersey or anything. It's just, but it looks nice. $34.99. Not in my size. Perfect. Never mind. Not buying.
I could get it.
I either get the XL and I shrink it in the dryer, or I get the medium and I try and stretch it a little bit.
XL shrink in the dryer.
There you go.
I'm just going to wait for the large.
Yeah.
I haven't been a size large since senior year of college.
We are 1 month away until the Hall of Fame game, boys.
Oh, thank God.
Wow. When you put it in that perspective, wow.
I know. We should.
That was like I don't know. That was like such a beautiful thing you just said. I almost teared.
Oh, I know. I'm happy too until week 5 begins and we're 0-4, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, on the basketball.
We get Jameis Winston time.
Won't even start.
So I'm sure you guys are.
I want Jameis Winston to come in, throw for 480 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and somehow beat Dallas. I will be laughing my ass off the entire time because the amount of chaos that just started.
And then by week 3, you're going to get a press conference saying how he's praying to the football gods to deliver him from those pick sixes.
Dude, we better not lose,
bro. He's saying some like crazy kid was yelling at him in the mall and in the Meadowlands, and then we found out it's Chris.
For my manager who may be listening to this, I may request week 3 off because that's the home opener for the Giants against the Chiefs.
You got week 3 as your home opener, so the Jets are at home the first 2 weeks of the year. I know we have. Oh yes, we have.
Man,
Pittsburgh,
you guys got really hosed. Oh my lord.
We got Pittsburgh and Buffalo.
See, the thing is, I don't take strength of schedule seriously. I take who do you have at home, who do you have away, how many days off in between these games, how many days off, how many weeks in between do you have home games. Starting off the season on 2 road games. What the shit?
Against Washington and Dallas for us.
But that's what's crazy about that? That has I swear
Dallas is kind of a home game.
Anybody on X or Instagram, whatever, watch this right now. If you're a Jets fan, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like for the last 8 years, the Jets have started the season off away, and they've started the season off away for at least 2 of the first 3 games of the year.
I just remember 2 years ago when Rodgers blew his Achilles out.
Yeah, no, we've had a significantly more amount of away season openers than we've had home season openers. Like week 1, 80% of the time, I feel like for the last 6, 7, 8 years or so, we've been away.
You have one in Brazil.
That is correct.
Oh, okay. You got me.
Yeah, ours was in effing Brazil. I think I still have your peacock. I think I still have your peacock password because of you.
two green teams in Brazil where they said don't wear the color green because it might cause issues.
That field was terrible to play on, from what the TV looked like.
Nate, you said I was correct, my theory?
Yes. Last year you guys had you went to SF to play the Niners, and then you were at home for 22 and 23, but then in 20 and 20, literally the past 8 years you guys have been more on the road than away. I mean, more on the road than home.
Are there any opening games this year in foreign countries, or is it going to be later in the season?
Yes, Chiefs and Chargers are kicking off in what's that country? I think it is Brazil, isn't it? Yes, they were. Yes, sir.
I love watching the Chargers, the Chiefs suffer.
Yeah, they deserve to suffer a little bit. They've had too much success these past few years.
That's interesting.
Quarterback, three-peat, it's coming. Whoa.
It's interesting. I guess, I don't know. Brazil wouldn't be my first thought where, American football is going to be popular there. So I just, Brazil and Mexico aren't two countries that I would think they would want to have international games in, because I don't, American football is not my top, I don't know, 3 sports that I would think of.
Actually, it's so crazy.
I hear it's really big in Europe, so I'm not surprised by
the NFL, the European Football League apparently is going off. Shouts to our boy Zach Kyleman for keeping us updated with stats. And, there's actually a Polish team which I root for. By the way, former Miami Hurricane N'Kosi Perry is, I think, one of the quarterbacks in I think it's in Germany. So
this will also contradict my Mexico Brazil point with American football, but. If they have a game in Italy and somehow the Jets have a home game in Italy, I will be on a 48-month payment plan to get to that game.
Nice.
Yeah,
I hope they go to China.
Yeah, we're never getting them back.
Dude. Boss, no, that's terrible.
It's because they're a hostile nation.
Just don't send them to North Korea. You'll be fine.
Honestly,
you're definitely not getting them back if they go to North
Korea. I just need to stay out of that area, Asia. Honestly,
except Vietnam, we're peaceful.
Yes, that's actually true. You guys are peaceful now.
Yep.
I would say though, actually, Brazilian. So every Brazilian who I've met, at least up here, the majority of them are actually big football fans. American football. They find it. They love it. Because I think it's kind of a more physical version, a physical alternate to the game they love, which is obviously soccer. And basketball is big down there as well. But jiu-jitsu is huge down there. But football is a nice little change of pace, I guess. They don't really get the crickets and all that stuff down there, so why not?
Yes, sir.
Nate, you got to ask your boy Brian. Do the Mets just enjoy the pain and everything at this point, or do they? Because I know this team is hurting for injuries right now, especially with its pitching and with some positional players. They're having some injuries on that team, but they're already saying if the Mets don't pursue Luis Robert Jr. at the deadline, that they might go look at Byron Buxton. And you just want to acquire the injuries, you just
I don't think he wants any. We don't have a show this week. I give us the week off because we haven't really had weeks off. So he gets to not talk about the Mets and his suffering this week, thankfully. So hopefully they turn it around. I don't know. I think last time we talked about it, he was more focused on having the Mets get pitching, if anything, which they kind of do need. They have no pitchers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of guys that are going to be available they could go for. It's so crazy because I literally said 3 or 4 months ago that the Red Sox are going to be my surprise team because I really thought that they were going to be a lot better this year. And now in 3 short months, they are pretty much on a fire sale. I don't know if they're going to look to trade Crochet. I found the Mets. I think David Stearns has to dip into that prospect pocket.
Dude packs hammers. Dude's right. We need him in Arizona.
Just take Severino. Just take him away.
Honestly, Severino might be good in our offense.
Yeah, why not?
Contract wise, he's the greatest starting pitcher for Oakland A's history.
No, he's contract. He needs to go for his own sake. I just don't want to see him suffer in our crap ballpark anymore. That's all.
Dude, I want to just give us something because listen, as much as I love Ryan Nelson and I love Zach Gallen, even though I swear we're going to lose him at the deadline. Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaadt. Dude, it's just actually, no. We're good in this starting rotation. Give us relievers. Hey, Mason Miller, how you doing, man?
He's doing just fine over here.
It's okay. What? Just a close five games a month?
Well, he is. Yeah, sure. He has like a 4.52 ERA. So technically,
our closer right now is Shelby Miller.
Yeah, not bad.
He's actually been electric, so it's fine. But it's like we went from having Justin Martinez with an 103-mile-an-hour slider and AJ Puck with a 97-mile-an-hour like sinker to
what happened to Martinez.
Martinez had the Tommy John, and so did Puck.
AJ.
This is why I'm so angry at baseball right now, because I lost 3 of our. Oh, and Corbin Carroll got beamed in the hand by some schmuck, and he's out until probably mid-July with a busted wrist.
Oh, poop.
Damn.
Yeah, because these idiots keep throwing inside on our hitters, and thank God with Suarez, it just missed his hand. It only hit like the top of it instead of like somewhere else. And Lavelle was like, "You guys keep throwing ours. We're gonna start charging mounts because like this is ridiculous. Like you've hurt 3 of our players now off this."
Two more headlines. Luka Garza signs a 2-year, $5.5 million deal with the Celtics, and
we lost Luka. No,
when I'm not done. Hawks and Wolves are in active conversation on a sign-in trade for Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah, I feel like we weren't going to get to keep
it.
Him.
Is Terrence Shannon Jr. time.
Bro, he's Crash Wallace 2.0, baby. I'm telling you right now. All
I
right.
know who that is.
Gerald Wallace. That was his name. It was Crash.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
All right. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, this show has been brought to you by the amazing people at Righteous Felon, promo code Belly for 15% off your purchase at checkout. Yes, you can get it in the grocery store. Yes, you can get it at a gas station when you're looking. But the best price with this discount code is on their website, righteousfelon.com. Promo code BELLYUP for 15% off. You can go to candidates.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off your purchase at checkout. By the way, shout out to Candidates for retweeting and liking our episode on Instagram last week. Shout out to the boys over there, Candidates, for a great product. By the way, 30% off sale right now on all their 5X strength CBD, I believe. I just got the email this morning. Promo code BELLYUP Sports, BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Holy hell, I'm tired. And last but not least, SeatGeek, promo code BELLYUP Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase. Some restrictions may apply. We will be back Thursday for our 4th of July kickoff show. We'll be very patriotic. I might even break the cowboy hat out. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a great week. Nate's boys are off this week, so he'll be solely Korner Booth and sleeping, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Nate says that his eyes twitch a little bit, hoping LeBron's not going to get traded.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm crashing out if he does. You know that.
Dark Side Nate is back, boys.
Hey, I'm wearing the block already, so just need a hoodie.
All right. Nate looks like he's out of a 90s movie with the flat brim hat and the black almost turtleneck. I'm like, bro, are you trying out for friends now?
Yes, sir.
It was 91 degrees in Connecticut today while I was working. Like, I have AC on. I don't know how the hell you're surviving like this.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, bro.
I love it. I
like
like the sun.
I'm going to go eat so much protein that my brain explodes. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.